Hey, what's up, foodies? Welcome back to another episode of Kitchen Nightmares. I am your host, Josh. Today we're diving into the chaotic world of Burger Kitchen, located right here in Los Angeles, California. And trust me, this place is a recipe for disaster. In this video, we will recap the episode and dive deep into what happened to the restaurant after the episode aired. Now, Burger Kitchen may have only been open for 16 months, but it's already facing some serious issues. We're talking about a family at war here, folks. It's intense! So let me give you the backstory. Owner Alan Saffron had this dream of opening a burger joint because he absolutely loved eating meat. He'd been to countless steak restaurants, but he wanted to cook with Wagyu beef. The only problem was, he didn't have enough money to make it happen. So what does he do? He uses $250,000 of his son Daniel's inheritance money without even asking him. Talk about family drama. Now, here's the kicker. Alan doesn't even consider Daniel a partner in the business. He makes all the important decisions without consulting him, and he keeps him in the dark about the restaurant's finances. Not cool, Alan. And if that's not enough, Daniel feels like his father belittles him and doesn't respect his girlfriend Wendy. It's a mess, people. All right, here comes our main man, Gordon Ramsay. He steps into Burger Kitchen and is actually impressed by its location on trendy 3rd Street. And the interior? Well, let's just say it's not too shabby either. Gordon sits down with Alan and Jen, who spill the beans about their financial struggles. They're losing around $6,000 a month, and guess who they blame? The Burger Kitchen staff, of course. They've gone through so many chefs and servers, it's like a revolving door. And there have been more menu changes than I can count. Oh, and get this, they even believe in a Yelp conspiracy. Yeah, they think Yelp is out to ruin their business by deleting all their 5-star reviews and leaving only negative ones. Yikes! But that's not all. Alan drops a bombshell. He reveals that he and Daniel can't work together, so they split shifts. Alan handles the daytime while Daniel takes the night shift. And there's some serious tension between them. Daniel resents his father, and he rates the food a measly 4 out of 5. Ouch. Now, it's time for Gordon to order some food and see what the fuss is all about. He asks his server, Marilyn, about the restaurant's issues, and boy, does she spill the beans. Lack of management, no consistency, and burgers being sent back left and right. Not a good sign, folks. Gordon decides to try a range of burgers, including the California and Cowboy burger, cooked medium rare. He even throws in an Australian meat pie for good measure. But guess what? The food is a major disappointment. The burgers are raw, tasteless, and the buns are either doughy or just plain disappointing. And don't even get me started on that tasteless Australian meat pie. It's like cat food, people. Now, it's time to meet the man in the kitchen. Executive Chef David Blaine. Well, not the magician, but this guy started as a pastry chef and worked his way up. But here's the catch. He's not allowed to change anything on the menu. He has to follow the given recipes, and to top it off, he hasn't even been paid his wages. Talk about a tough gig. David and Jen, Alan's wife, don't exactly see eye to eye. They argue about whether a mushroom dish has been changed from the original recipe. Accusations fly left and right, with David claiming Jen drinks and takes Prozac, and Jen blaming him for all the problems. Oh, and here's another bombshell. Those fancy Australian Wagyu burgers they brag about? Yeah, they're store-bought and frozen. Not exactly what you'd expect from a place claiming to serve high-quality beef. Gordon challenges David to cook a fresh burger, which he dubs the Redemption Burger, while Alan cooks up one of those frozen prepared burgers. Let's just say it's a clear winner. Gordon loves David's fresh burger, but absolutely hates Alan's frozen Wagyu mix burger. Not even close, Alan. Meanwhile, Gordon pays a visit to Daniel at his home, and boy, does he have some things to say. He tells Gordon about the falling out with his family and how they don't respect Wendy, his girlfriend. It's heartbreaking, really. Back at the restaurant, things are falling apart during the evening service. Daniel is sent to work the front of the house, but the kitchen is in chaos. Orders are messed up, tickets are a disaster, and David can't keep up. It's a recipe for disaster, and it all comes crashing down when David explodes, threatens Daniel, and gets fired on the spot. The guests start leaving, and David demands the money he's owed. $1,000. Alan and Jen don't think they have the money and they offer to pay him the next day. But David is skeptical. He's not even sure if they'll be open the next day. Tensions rise, accusations are made, and the whole situation is a complete mess. Finally, Daniel's partner Wendy steps in and says he won't be putting any more cash into the sinking ship. Another argument breaks out and Daniel breaks down outside. But don't worry, Gordon is there to console him and give him some much-needed support. Gordon starts by inviting everyone to a theater outing and brings in some special guests, Yelpers. Yeah, the very people Alan thinks are part of a conspiracy against him. There's a community manager from Yelp, along with diners who have posted Yelp reviews. They assure Alan that the reviews are real, but he's still not buying it. Stubborn much? The Yelpers explain that they're giving constructive feedback to help Alan make improvements. They even mention how Alan responded to one review with a barrage of emails. And get this, Alan has even threatened the Yelp reviewers and gone as far as threatening to report one to the LAPD Hate Crime Division. Not cool, Alan, not cool. But Gordon brings in a fellow restaurant owner who knows a thing or two about dealing with Yelp. Finally, it starts sinking in. Alan needs to take the criticisms, learn from them, and improve on the negatives. It's a tough pill to swallow, but hey, it's necessary for survival in the restaurant industry. All right, now let's address the family dynamics. Daniel opens up about the issues of mistrust stemming from Alan using his money without permission. They need to work through this if they want to move forward. Daniel wants to be involved in the business, have proof of ownership, and access to the financials. It's only fair, right? Gordon also feels it's important to determine who will be running the restaurant. Wendy, Daniel's girlfriend, steps in to defend him, and they all agree to move past the past and get along for the sake of the restaurant. And here's a bombshell from Gordon. He read the book Alan wrote about his father, and guess what? The same mistakes are repeating. Daniel probably sees Alan just as he described his own father. It's a wake-up call for Alan to see history repeating itself. Now, it's time to focus on the food and create a tasty burger for the relaunch. Gordon introduces a new burger recipe using fresh ground beef instead of that frozen Wagyu mix. It's time to step up the game in the kitchen. The relaunch begins with Daniel taking charge in the front of the house. There are some hiccups, but he handles them like a pro. And guess what? The new burger is a hit. The customers love it. Overnight, Gordon's team gives the restaurant a makeover. The ugly green color is gone, replaced by vibrant murals and pop art. The booth is gone too, making room for a chalkboard where customers can leave messages. And they've even upgraded the ordering system with a POS system and handheld stations for the servers. It's a fresh new start. The menu has been updated as well, with new burgers like a lamb burger and tasty side dishes like vodka-battered onion rings and Parmesan fries. They're even making their own homemade barbecue sauce. It's a mouth-watering transformation. The staff gets a taste of the new menu, and they're impressed. The flavors are on point, and the excitement is building for the relaunch. And for the big finale, Gordon has a surprise. The restaurant is packed with writers from Yelp, Urban Spoon, Chow, and other major review sites and blogs. It's a chance to prove themselves and turn those negative reviews around. Daniel starts off strong, but Alan just can't resist meddling in the kitchen. His interference leads to some undercooked dishes being sent back from the Chow table. Gordon loses his cool and urges Alan to get out of the kitchen and let Daniel do his thing. It's time for Alan to step back and trust his son. And finally, the moment of truth. Gordon gathers everyone and lets Alan and Jen know that Daniel did a great job during the relaunch. Alan admits that Daniel is doing a good job running the restaurant. They promise to let Daniel take the lead without interference. It's a fresh start for the whole family. Now let's uncover what happened to the infamous Burger Kitchen after Gordon Ramsay and his crew bid farewell to Los Angeles, California. But before we get into it, let's take a quick look at some post-Gordon reviews that flooded in after the Kitchen Nightmares visit. Brace yourselves, it's not pretty. We have a 2-star Yelp review from January 2012 that laments the burgers coming out well done instead of the requested doneness. And don't even get me started on the absence of their so-called specialty, sweet potato fries. Disappointing, to say the least. Another dissatisfied customer left a scathing 1-star Yelp review expressing their disappointment in the high prices for a simple cheeseburger and fries. Apparently, Wendy's offers a better burger at a fraction of the cost. Ouch! Amidst the negativity, we did manage to find a 3-star review that acknowledged the restaurant's decent burgers but admitted there was nothing exceptional about them. Well, at least it's something, right? It's no surprise that the Burger Kitchen's fate took a dark turn. The restaurant closed its doors for good in February 2012, just a few months after the episode aired. But wait, there's more. It seems that the Saffron family had already sold the Burger Kitchen to new owners shortly after Gordon Ramsay's visit. In October 2011, under new management, a new chef, and a revamped menu, The restaurant attempted a fresh start. But alas, the negative reviews persisted. The location went through a series of failed attempts to make it work. After Burger Kitchen, it housed a Tokyo cuisine eatery, but even that venture eventually met its demise. Fast forward to today, and the former Burger Kitchen location has been taken over by a Greek restaurant and cocktail bar called Theia. The new establishment has garnered some positive reviews with an average of 4 stars on Yelp. Good for them. As for the Safran family, their journey took an unexpected turn. Unfortunately, Alan Safran, the face of the Burger Kitchen, passed away in April 2020 from a heart attack. May he rest in peace. The whereabouts of Daniel Safran remain a mystery, but some reports suggest he has relocated to Michigan. Wherever he may be, we hope he's doing well. And here's a jaw-dropping twist. Another member of the Safran family, David, found himself in legal trouble related to a cryptocurrency scheme. The allegations involved fraudulent activities and misappropriation of funds, resulting in a hefty default judgment. All in all, the Burger Kitchen episode was far from a success story. The restaurant changed hands, struggled with negative reviews, and ultimately closed its doors. The Safran family's interesting history, including their association with Mr. Sin Abe Safran, adds another layer of intrigue to their story. That concludes our journey through the Burger Kitchen saga. Remember, there's always a new adventure around the corner, and in the world of restaurants, it's a constant cycle of reinvention. Thank you for joining us on this wild ride. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on all things Kitchen Nightmares. Until next time, keep exploring the culinary world, and may your burgers always be juicy and delicious.